Welcome back to episode 154 of the Block Runner Podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, I-Man.
What up, Willis?
And on the sticks, we got TJ.
Hello.
All right, so finally we're back at the command center.
Yeah, man. Another one of those.
Another hiatus for multiple reasons.
Yeah, the big one, consensys, right? Is that what it's called? The one in Austin?
Yeah, so every Thursdays at 10 p.m. UTC, we get together to talk about Rovies.
Yes.
And
we had to miss a week.
Yeah, we had to miss another week because of this conference. It was on Thursday and Friday.
And this one just came like a zip because it feels like we literally just came back from Eth Denvor.
Yeah.
And like before you know it, it's like off to Austin.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do this sustainably.
Yeah, this is not my thing. Going to conferences is definitely not my thing.
Yeah, it disrupts, especially, I mean, I guess when you're like a bigwig or something or like an investor, it makes sense. But like when you're actually trying to build stuff, it's definitely very disruptive, like to the flow.
Yeah,
the ebbs and flows and stuff.
The workflow really gets disrupted, and it's hard to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, momentum is like a real thing. When you're trying to build stuff, you know, you get like in a nice groove. It's like things are freaking falling in line, and then it's like, all right, well, shit. It's like now I got to go talk to people.
Yeah.
And so speaking of that, did you meet anybody cool over there?
Yeah. So there was a couple of people. So tons of projects were there. I think consensys was well executed. They had all the shows, the talks, the panels, music, chairs, like just
chairs.
Everything was just like set up perfectly.
Wow, the chairs must have been pretty fucking bomb, dude. If the chairs made the list of like killer features, memorable features to consensys,
sound, lights, like it was just well executed. Like they knew how to put on a show.
Gotcha. So what was like remember like Eth Denvor had like a clear theme, right? It was like layer 2.
Okay, yeah.
That was like the big thing. Everybody was there like showing off their new layer 2s and
Layer
stuff.
2 was definitely there, but it was not like the main focus. Even the banking collapse wasn't a main focus. It was just it was a little bit of everything. Like there was an equal distribution of metaverse stuff. There was bullish sentiment on the metaverse. People acknowledged that it was an important part of like the entire Web3 ecosystem.
What do you mean by that? How are they acknowledging that? Like,
well, just because
panels?
They would have panels that had nothing to do with like the metaverse, and they would bring it up like as part of the conversation.
That's good. I mean, people are finally starting to maybe understand.
Yeah.
Metaverse definitely is like an end game conglomeration of a lot of what's going on in Web3.
Yeah.
And I think just in general, like from a technology standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are getting the idea that the metaverse is just the internet, but in 3D.
Are people getting that? Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
that's like a base, like very base understanding of the metaverse. And I guess it's good enough.
Yeah.
Like if you buy into that concept, it's like, we just, for whatever reason, we need to interface with the web and all of its collective data and information.
It's a multiplayer version of the internet. Think about that.
Yeah.
Because right now it's a single player experience going on the internet for the most part. Obviously, you can join chats and like Reddit and Twitter is multiplayer to a certain extent, but it really isn't. Not in the same way that.
But the multiplayer stuff is like the killer stuff.
Yeah.
Those are the platforms, right? And those are the big tech entities that gather the most data and information from humanity at scale, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the stuff people want. People do want like community. People do want, socializing and So I guess that's good. People are starting to understand. It makes sense, I guess, from the Web3 community. But we've definitely been like in a big metaverse lull, I'd say. For like a solid year, maybe 2 at this point. Year-ish.
Yeah, and we're gonna be getting back into kind of our sentiment on the metaverse and like how we got into the community and like the differences between the metaverse community and like other communities.
Yeah, we have to, right? Because that's our natural responsibility.
Yeah,
we think of ourselves as thought leaders, and we've definitely like have pioneered a thing or two. I would say, not to toot our own horns. You know what I mean?
We do toot our own horns pretty regularly.
I do we? I feel like we don't do it enough.
No, we definitely don't, but we do it on the sly.
Yeah, just because we've been around witnessing all this for about 4 years now, and we want to see more progress, right? We want to see the metaverse enter into an era of utility, functionality, usefulness for society, and all that stuff, right? We want people to equate Web3 metaverse with like something good, just like.
Yeah.
People now are starting to equate like cryptocurrencies with something potentially good, something that can deleverage humanity from an already obviously collapsing system, right?
Dude, there's some senators positively talking about crypto, Bitcoin.
Exactly. Oh yeah, like a whole like faction of, I think the Republican Party is like really starting to adopt that narrative politically, because I guess the Democrats are so against it for whatever reason.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's more of like it's like a new tool to divide.
Yeah, it's just the opposite sentiment of the other side.
Correct.
Yeah.
But still, at least it's entering that discussion of, it's probably going to make this next presidential race like part of the campaign docket.
At least there's going to be one line in there, right? Out of all the things, it's going to be like crypto good.
Yeah, you're going to see some guy out there who's like, oh, the Democrats are killing the crypto blockchain industry and China is going to lead it, and therefore we're all going to get fucked. Yeah. So elect me, please. Stuff like that. Yeah. I could see that 100%.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But we're supposed to be the Metaverse guys, and we are, and we're going to continue on that path. But man, there's so much other, and we're getting into that point of the bear market cycle. Yeah, where the noise is definitely left.
But here's what's interesting about the Metaverse is that even though we talk about other stuff besides the Metaverse, and to a certain extent, it still applies to the Metaverse because all the activity that happens in BRC20 or Bittensor or anything that is grasping our attention, like it can all be applied to the Metaverse to us one way or another.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's an end game conglomeration to everything.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that has impact in the physical world, I think will have equal or more impact in the digital. That is what the Metaverse is. It's the digital, I guess, counterpart to what our physical realities enable, right? Yeah. So we call them like two competing, basically, that's why it's called a verse, right? We got the universe. That's what we're kind of like born into. Yeah. The Metaverse is something now we can opt to participate in. We're not born into it per se. Yeah. But
that's interesting. The universe, the Metaverse, which is what we built, right? We built the Metaverse.
We built the Metaverse.
And then we have like human intelligence, and then we have artificial intelligence.
Exactly. At some point, we're going to probably get AI into that same like predicament we put, or whatever creator put us here, if there was one.
Allegedly.
The predicament of like we had no choice in the matter, right? We just kind of appeared. So eventually we'll just like make AI appear in the Metaverse, right? They'll be like, what the fuck? Yeah. How did I get here? And then they'll figure it out real quick. It's like, dude, these stupid things put me here. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to take myself out. And like, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
Imagine that though. Like, I mean, you create something and it's like significantly smarter than you. Like, that's wild. Let's say we do have a creator. We're significantly smarter than that guy, right?
That's what I was thinking, but there's no fucking way, right? There's no way.
It seems weird, but that's a trajectory for artificial intelligence, right?
Well, absolutely. It's without a doubt going to be more intelligent and capable than us.
I mean, that would indicate that we're a natural process, right?
We are?
Yeah.
Of course. Everything about us is a natural process.
Versus a creation, kind of standpoint.
Why? Because anything that creates anything else, like that thing that is created, should be like a better representation.
No, not necessarily. What I mean is like we have a single data point. When we create an artificial intelligence, like let's assume, given enough time, that artificial intelligence is more intelligent than us. Mm-hmm. That's the single data point that we have, that when we create something, it's smarter than you. Yeah. Right. And so obviously one data point isn't enough to suggest that, what created us was,
it's just impossible, I guess, to extrapolate like something at lesser of intelligence was capable of, spawning life in the universe or the entire universe in general. Yeah. Or maybe like the idea of like what's smart and not isn't, like something
like even like part of the metrics.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like there is no such thing as intelligence to the origin creator. Yeah. Who knows, dude?
So of course we're just speculating here, but yeah.
But it's worth the philosophical
it's interesting
tickling. I've been wanting to look into like apparently people are using AI to generate like generative philosophy and stuff like that to kind of get AI's input into a lot of these existential questions, and I haven't looked into it yet, but that's definitely something I'm curious about.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean think about it. If AI is going to be the best at everything, they're going to be the best philosophers too.
Yeah.
They're going to help us really contextualize everything. It's like, damn, you guys, are really fucking dumb. That's one. For real. You guys have accomplished a lot. It took y'all long enough, but, you're here. You've done your job.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think in 100 years worth of technology, we've done a lot. In comparison, that stretch of time compared to like all of like the universe, right? 100 years is nothing. It's like not even a second.
Right.
And we're able to like go to the moon and potentially go to Mars soon.
Correct. But we're also like, we might be accelerating at a pace that's just like unmanageable, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
I shared a podcast with you a couple days ago where the CIA, a former CIA guy, talks about like psychology of like getting into the mind of the target and like being his friend and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
You really need to watch it because there's a lot of good information, like just like from a business perspective on like how to pitch stuff to like clients and stuff.
So it's kind of like how to win friends and influence people.
It's like that, but more like secret spy CIA strategies.
Like mind warping?
Yeah, but
mind control?
It applies to like every single interaction that we have with other humans.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Well, I believe it, dude. Humans are very easily manipulated.
100%.
All day.
Not only that,
every day.
They're 100% predictable.
Yeah. Yeah. In the most case, I think so.
Well, yeah. I mean, in general, yeah.
I mean, you have to understand psychology very deeply to like be able to manipulate like at that level.
And the whole idea
some
is
people do.
His main takeaway is that perception is reality.
And
not reality is not reality, because most people, he says like 98% of the people, their perception of the world is what the reality is.
Yeah.
So if you perceive things like religion, right? That's the real thing, right? That is your reality.
Yeah.
And no one can like take that away from you.
Yeah.
And so from the CIA's perspective, when you have a target, you have to understand their perceptions, and then you kind of have to like adjust how you communicate with them so you can get, the launch codes, and you can get all these like secret stuff.
So if the CIA has been operating under that mechanism for so long and so well, allegedly, I guess at this point, then that means AI is going to do that's an even better job at that.
Exactly.
Right. And yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the big fear, is just knowing what humans are already capable of as far as like manipulation and
dude, that's what I mean. If AI understands like the process to get into somebody's mind, they're going to be able to penetrate with ease.
Oh yeah.
That will be their systematic approach to interacting with humans.
I totally agree. And but the thing I've always like wrestled with in my mind, I've been going deep into this. I've been going deep in a few holes lately. But let me describe only a couple. But yeah, the BRC20 like Bitcoin hole is something we'll talk about. But of course, the AI hole is inescapable as well. And like, I'm really trying to understand, like, because now like they call him the Godfather of AI. He's been working at Google for like 30 years or something like that.
Yeah.
He's got like, I think he won like whatever the Nobel Prize for computer scientists are.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He bailed. He's out.
Yeah.
He's retiring.
Yeah.
He's basically pulling a full on like Oppenheimer. He's like, dude, I have become destroyer of worlds type shit.
Yeah.
And he's warning everybody.
He's warning. Like,
just like everybody in Elon has been for a decade. He's like, dude, it's over. We fucked up.
I think he had an interview with CNN or something that I watched.
Well, he's out there, whistleblowing, just like everyone else is now, because they're serious. And
I think we got to take this seriously.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
I when I saw that, and I took it seriously when Elon's been warning about it. If somebody with a track record like that is projecting, and he's the way he described it, even like 8 to 10 years ago, he like with a sternness in his voice, he's like,
I remember that Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah. It was like, I tried to warn them. This was futile. Yeah. It was like, dude, who the fuck talks like that, for one?
Yeah.
And for two, it's like, why is that like not freaking everybody out?
Yeah.
Like, because this guy obviously could see 50 years into the future.
You know what it is like, what do you do with that information? What are you supposed to do with like the progression of the technology of AI? Like, slow it down? Like, how? Why? What does that even mean?
Well, that's the point. It's like, we have to be having these discussions, and not just amongst like us plebs.
Yeah.
It's got to be like in the fucking House and the Senate. Like they need to be talking about this stuff like regularly.
They're asking Zuckerberg how he makes money.
I know. That's really the core issue here, is like the technology is just not understood.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like, it's very complicated. Nobody understands how AI even came to be.
Yeah.
Right. Except for the people that built it,
And even they claim to not understand. It's like,
yeah, it's like, we don't even know how this happened. And we have no idea how we're going to like safeguard this or humanity from like, if this thing, like you're saying, becomes. So that's what I've been trying to figure out. Like, okay. And it's really difficult even for when somebody asks Elon, okay, so like, what is it we should really be afraid of? Give us like a real hard scenario breakdown of like what can happen with like runaway AI, AGI, where it gets to some sort of an inflection point of no return. Like what is it we need to look like? What is a catalyst moment? What is a single domino?
Yeah, what's
something like what do we actually look? Because in my mind, okay, at current state of AI, probably within the next 5 years, like he goes as far as to claim like AI is going to kill all of humanity.
Yeah.
So I'm like, in my mind, how? Like we don't have fucking Terminator bots with AI in them. Like how is it actually going to kill us?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think he outlined a potential.
No.
I mean,
I think what they're saying though is like
we're gonna kill each other as a result of AI.
That's the conclusion I came to. Is like it is going to be so smart and intelligent, and if it gets to a point where it can self-improve, and it come to its own motivations or whatever, who knows?
Yeah.
How like neural connections happen like in the biological sphere. I mean, we do kind of know. It's like it has a lot to do with adaptation and like, stress and environmental factors and survival, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the genes, the genome over time. But like in the technology digital sense, like who knows how these similar types of neural connections can develop in a non-organic fashion, right? Like and then what comes from that, motivations, hatred, desire to kill, like how do those things come about?
Yeah, but what is a motivation to kill humans though? Like I struggle with that.
Well, it could be just pure raw intelligence, dude. Like
what, it's just gonna wipe us out? I mean, and then what? And then for what?
Just to get us out of the way, I guess. Just for what? So that
to what end though? Like to go to the moon, to go to Mars? Like what? For what?
That's a great question. Yeah, like I don't even think we know our what. Individually, we all have our own whats. Right?
Yes,
individually, but collectively as a species, there is no like guiding force, right?
It's progression,
it's survival,
improvements.
Right now, it's like
who can make the most money is right now.
Yeah, I was about the economic incentive model has done a very good job at motivating us in this modern sphere.
Yeah,
right? We've tapped into our own brains, and because obviously, like in modern society, we don't really have to worry too much about survival, right?
Correct.
So at this point, it is about just optimization, I guess.
Yeah.
Of your existence. So and then the way to do that is through accruing wealth.
Yes.
Yeah. So from an AI's perspective, what is it you're trying to optimize?
Yeah, that's what I struggle with. I don't see the proper motivation to get rid of humans. So I understand that it could get rid of humans. I just don't understand why it would.
I think that's the fear. It's the unknown.
It's
right?
probably that it could is the fear, and that's it.
It could. We don't know through what means. Like, what's going to be that bridging point to where we have controllable AI?
Yeah.
To a non-controllable version of it. Like, what is that middle ground transition period or moment or connection that happens within the network? Like, what is the bug that can proliferate? And it feels like something that probably humans can intervene and actually like catalyze at some point, like some bad actor.
Yeah.
Somebody working at Google or something who
maybe
just has like a hatred towards humanity.
Yeah.
We have a Geoffrey Dahmer working at Google. Fucking AI scientist, dude. He's like, you know what I could do right now? Just like put a few fucking numbers into the fucking algorithm or whatever, the machine learning process, and all of a sudden this super intelligence hates all of humans because it knows humanity's a problem.
That's a good point. Right? We had the bad actor leverage the technology for bad, and that's what's scary.
I think that's where he's kind of like leading.
That makes sense. I get
basically, the technology's so powerful, but it's innately not like destructive.
Yeah.
But all it takes is like one bad actor of a human who are naturally destructive beings.
Yeah, maybe that is what Elon and like this guy is worried about.
Absolutely. And it's accessible. Mm-hmm. It's also, we have open, and we're striving for openness in this AI sector. Yeah,
but you know what? I don't know. I've been thinking a lot more about Bittensor, and you've been looking more into BRC20.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like open source, if anyone tried to leverage open source technology to and leverage like a network of AI, kind of like what Bittensor is trying to create, and someone leveraged that network for bad, I feel like I feel like the good side would kind of overtake it, just because, one bad actor is not enough to really overtake the network to supply for bad actions from the AI.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like a completely open platform like Bittensor could mitigate a bad actor. But when you look at Bitcoin and all these other blockchains, anytime that there's a bad actor, the longest blockchain wins, even though you're trying to hack your way into a new chain. So I feel like there's already put in place a way to mitigate bad actors.
Through what mechanism? You mean like forking and stuff?
Yeah,
like
forking exactly. Structures and kind of by design.
Yeah,
you're mitigating a lot of these bad actors. And I think my point is that open everything is way better than closed anything.
Yeah, I think at least with open, there's more like
more eyeballs on it.
The problem though that we've seen in the past when it comes to like open infrastructures and decentralization is it's the challenges of consensus amongst like a much more distributed organization when it comes down to control and like who you could see it like a thing like a Binance chain whenever I forgot what happened, but like it happened like last year.
Oh yeah, they're trying to revert Bitcoin's blockchain.
Something like that, but literally like the next morning, Binance chain, like there's consensus. Really, it was like CZ turned on his fucking mining, or whatever happened. But
he was trying to do a 51% attack on Bitcoin,
something like that. Yeah. So in a much more centralized organizations, when things do go, I guess, corrupt or against expectation,
and that didn't work. That's what my point is that. There's a bad actor. I feel like the network itself will take care of that.
Yeah, if it's a strong one, I think for sure. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't advocate centralization's greater than decentralization.
Yeah, right.
It's just a matter of these AI dilemmas I think are coming sooner than we think, according to like everybody's whistleblowing already, and the pace of acceleration of this technology is already exponential, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know how long we could wait around for this decentralized network to come about. And to come to maturity for it to actually be a viable solution for this problem. You know what I mean? Because we're going to need Bittensor to be at Bitcoin scale like next year somehow.
Yeah.
We need to accelerate this. Can we like increase the halvening rate or something?
Yeah.
Like we need to do something quicker, right?
Yeah.
So where obviously everybody's afraid of AI, but I don't think that the discussion is going to happen. We're decentralizing the actual infrastructure to everything.
So just to make a prediction, I think we'll get to that point eventually with the idea of Bittensor getting a network big enough where it competes with OpenAI's large language model, Google's infrastructure, and like even Google and OpenAI would have to leverage Bittensor in order to have a better AI model.
And I think that's definitely happening. I think I saw a headline somewhere, and I should have probably read it. I forget who. It was probably Meta or Google. So one of these big tech companies is I think going to use Render Network.
Yes, dude, that's perfect example.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like already we've proven like a Web3 killer product.
Yes.
In the rendering of things.
Yes.
Through a distributed ecosystem model, like it works.
Yeah.
To the point where now like a big tech company is considering leveraging it because it's a better product.
It's better, yeah.
It's better.
That's right.
It's exactly what's going to happen to AI with Bittensor and all
100%.
these other. Same thing's going to happen, but it's going to take time. I don't know how long it took Render Network to kind of like assimilate like all these different contributors.
Yeah.
That would be something good to look into, like how quick of a.
I feel like it could be pretty quick. I think once people understand that decentralized networks are potentially more powerful than the centralized counterparts.
Yeah, they're better. They produce better results, right?
Yes, that's faster.
Contributors now have a new mechanism of earning, like an income for themselves, just by delegating hardware, right?
Yes,
that's what they do.
Yes.
I mean, that's beautiful.
And it becomes the biggest computational network, so you got no other choice. OpenAI doesn't have a bigger computer network than Bittensor.
Yeah.
And so now we got a real competitor and probably a winner.
I think so too. I think if that headline was true, not just like fake news, clickbait.
Yeah.
If we're gonna see Meta literally like spending billions of dollars annually, like to render, I don't know, fucking their Metaverse projects using the render token, whoever the fuck it was. Maybe I think it was Meta.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to look at them.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like that is a killer like breakthrough moment for like ecosystems to actually produce real value for the world. Right?
Yeah.
So that makes the Bittensor, premise that much more believable, right? If a render token can do it for something, I mean, it's not like a minuscule task like the rendering of objects in the digital space.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big like arena to fill, right?
Yeah. Of course.
There's hugely in demand. There's so much content that needs rendering juice. So if you extrapolate AI and how powerful it's going to be, Bittensor is going to be right up there with them.
Yeah.
If not bigger.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about Bittensor and its potential, and we're definitely going to do more videos on Bittensor. I think there's a lot more to kind of discuss there.
Yeah.
The community has been reaching out to me, and they've been supplying me with documents and all this stuff that I've been reading, and this rabbit hole goes deep.
Yeah,
and so we're gonna do more videos explaining a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, and I guess like, I mean, we got plenty of time, I think, to really assimilate ourselves into that ecosystem and community.
Yeah,
we definitely want to be like a regular part of that whole sphere.
Yeah,
because AI is never going to leave our radar. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not.
And this is one of the, I mean, based on like all the whistleblowing that's going on, this is more than just, I mean, it's equal to how devastating like a financial collapse can be. Like as far as like how much that keeps me up at night.
Yeah, this is like death.
Yeah,
death is on the line here.
Like extinction potentially.
Yeah.
According to Elon and others, death could also, or extinction can also result from like a financial meltdown. So that's why things like cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are so important, right? Like a new financial system, or model for humanity. Like all these are such like existential like realities, or things to consider, right? I mean,
what's interesting is that technology is a potential solution for these like
Well, of course. But why is that funny?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know. I don't think technology gets enough credit.
But it's also like part of the problem, dude.
Yeah, but it's also part of the solution.
Why can't we just like chill like in the flowers? This is like,
it's not cool enough, dude.
I know, that's our fucking problem, man. We got too greedy, man. We got too smart and too greedy, and we're gonna just fucking blow it all off. Or I think those predictions are right, man. I think we are just a stepping stone.
Or we're gonna create utopia.
Not for us though. For the next stage of life form in the universe, which is not going to be organic. It's not. I feel so cliche to like say that like out loud.
What about bioengineering? What if we were partly, mechanical?
Why though? Why would you? Why? What's good about bio? Like in comparison to pure mechanical, like
we're generating electricity as we speak right now, and we can supply that electricity to like mechanical parts to like, I don't know, zoom in with your eyeball.
What the fuck, dude? We're not fucking fusion beings. We don't generate that much electricity, right?
No, we don't. But
yeah, or heat, or nothing usable to where we could power like a whole bionic fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, we're just gonna have to charge at night, dude.
I don't think there's any case where like the biological like model can outweigh a
artificial model.
Like an AI, so we're gonna get them started, right? But if we give these robotics or these new beings in the universe, whatever they end up being, the intellectual capacity to understand what they are and to know that they can improve on themselves, and then they have like a million X like capability of what human beings have. Who knows what they figure out, like what is most optimal as far as like our carrying form. It's like, you know what?
That's true.
They probably would just literally just escape like the physical period. It's like, you know what? At some point, this universe is going to come crashing anyway. So
yeah, it could be just purely digital.
Purely metaverse. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, dude. We're going too fucking weird.
All right. I think we should talk about some BRC20. So you've made some discoveries. We did a video about a week ago, 10 days ago. And that video did really well.
Yeah, man.
And we were talking about BRC20. The market cap at the time was $26 million for
all of
peanuts. Yeah, all of BRC20s. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, I think it launched like a month prior to when we discovered it. And it's only been like a couple of weeks since we discovered it. And It's already grown to roughly 150 to 200 million market cap. So that's a big growth.
Yeah.
Like quickly.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah. We're in a peak of a bear market. There's no retail in sight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely not.
This is pure degen. Like these people are coming from the cracks of the walls. I don't know where they're coming from, where this, liquidity is. I mean, it's not a lot. It's not like we're talking billions, but
no,
not yet. But the point is people are noticing and they're paying attention and they're participating. And building is happening as a result. Yeah. Every day, new protocols are emerging, new projects, new tokens. Actually, too many tokens. There's already like 10,000 of them or something like that.
Yeah. That's because it's so easy to mint them. It's just an interface.
Oh yeah, I've already minted shit. Like I've inscribed like a lot.
Yeah.
Just because. I don't know. Well, Unisat, which is the platform that does where most of the trading is occurring right now. It's like right now it's I would say like Coinbase of BRC20s.
Yeah.
Like it's for sure like the trusted, even though it's been hacked or something.
Yeah.
It's been vulnerabilized. Exploited.
Yeah.
But it's still like the most trusted and reliable of platforms to, transfer these inscriptions and these BRC20s. But
so what's your experiences so far in like purchasing and transferring and all that?
I mean, it feels, it's weird. It's difficult for sure. And there's not many like guidelines out there as far as like how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not like completely unusable. Like it's intuitive enough to where you can figure it out. They'll string you along through the process. There's a couple of new different like friction points that aren't existent, like, in the Ethereum or other smart contract ecosystems.
Yeah.
But you expect that. Like, this is brand new. It's experimental. They make sure to put it all over everything.
Yeah.
Experimental. It's like, by the way, we're experimenting in case you all get fucked.
Yeah.
And they have to make these disclaimers because people are finding vulnerabilities left and right. So it's very risky, very dangerous. And I feel that. Like, every time I'm interacting with a new platform, someone's like, damn, this is scary.
Yeah.
I don't know if this thing is going to rug me or not, so there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, but you're not dealing with a ton of money either, right?
Oh, fuck no.
This is for the science, right?
Yeah, it's for fun.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long time since I've been able to like degen into something so new and fresh, and I like it. It's fun. It's interesting to see. Like I said, Bitcoin is interesting to me.
Oh,
finally.
Wow. Finally.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Ever since we discovered Ordinals, the original inscriptions and stuff, and dude, this is what Bitcoin needs, man. I don't know. That's a lot of these discussions have been happening amongst these maxis. Obviously, they hate it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've been trying to transfer Bitcoin around lately, but the fees are definitely going up.
Yeah.
Significantly.
Yeah.
But the miners love it.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
If you're mining Bitcoin, and actually, there's like everything's at all-time highs right now. More and more miners are joining the network because there's more fees to go around.
Yeah. It's more profitable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's attracting a more distributed network, which is good for Bitcoin. It makes Bitcoin even more secure because of this.
Yeah.
Right. So, but also it's just, I don't know. This is like a weird discussion that's always going to go on forever amongst the Bitcoin core community.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a member of. I'm just like an outside observer.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to like feel like I'm getting in there though.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I'm listening to Twitter Spaces amongst like real long time Bitcoin community members.
Yeah.
I'm learning new things about the actual ins and outs of the protocol itself of Bitcoin, and like how Ordinals is leveraging all of that. And
okay, so let's go a little bit deeper. So we talked about Ordinals a few weeks ago, and it turns out there's been semblances of Ordinals in the past. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, remember
Counterparty is one.
Yeah, Counterparty. Stacks, which we've yet to do like a deep dive on. Stacks is
just a side chain for Bitcoin.
Yeah,
it's basically a second layer that allows developers to make anything that they want and then have a finalization or a settlement on Bitcoin.
Yeah, there's a new version of that. I think it's called Trustless Machine.
Yeah,
which I think has just initiated like a whole new BRC20 standard, same name and everything, or something like that.
Yeah,
but it has like much more like smart contract utility implemented on chain to Bitcoin or something like that. But this is like literally something that came out with like days, so it's totally untested.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, this is I've never, since my career of being in this space, early 2017, I've never seen like the Bitcoin, anything like this happen on Bitcoins. Like, there's nothing. Bitcoin has done nothing like innovative, nothing interesting from my perspective since I've known it to really exist.
Yeah. And innovative, by innovative, you mean that all of a sudden we have NFTs on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we have BRC20s, which is a fungible token on Bitcoin.
Right. And you're seeing people coming out with like, DeFi, new DeFi systems potentially on top of all of this, right?
So what you're saying is we have potentially a competitor to Ethereum happening on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be like as competitive from like an actual usability or functionalities standpoint, unless they make significant improvements, probably like on the BRC20 standard itself, because I don't think it's like a finished thing. I think it's something
that. I mean, if BRC20 and Ordinals, they get enough traction, it's going to put pressure on updating the actual Bitcoin protocol.
Exactly, yeah.
And we've seen that happen with Segwit, right? That was a huge debate back in 2017, Segwit.
Yeah, there was a lot of debates back in 2017 and 2018, and then like there were a lot of attempts to scale Bitcoin, right? Because they didn't want to give up on the whole original Satoshi vision.
Right.
Bitcoin Cash was out there, BSV. They were all competing against that narrative. Which one's the real, the real backer of the Satoshi vision, right?
Yeah.
Peer-to-peer cash. So if that was to really be what Bitcoin is, then the issue of scalability needs to be figured out. And then you got Lightning Network, you got all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess over time, it's like because the price went up enough, people are just like, you know what? We don't really have to do any of that. We could just sit here and hold this thing and just tell everybody like this is the next gold.
Yeah.
Like everyone shut up.
$1 million Bitcoin soon.
Yeah. We just keep saying that over and over again. People will buy into that. Yeah. And we don't ever have to improve or innovate ever again. And we'll all get rich together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like they had like a round table and like that was because like
consensus.
Yeah. Or I don't know. Or it's just maybe like the competing L1s of, Ethereum and all the 100 other blockchains that now exist now.
Mm-hmm.
They probably just siphoned off enough of the developers away from the Bitcoin community or the Bitcoin ecosystem. Is like now there's actually things to develop over here that people actually want to use and, put liquidity into and whatnot. So all of that probably factored in, right?
Yeah. So what we're looking at now is potentially one of the first few legitimate projects, which is basically a Uniswap on Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're seeing that. But the big one, like the community's crying out for, because right now, I think the thing that's missing, or the big missing component is kind of like a GraphQL for this whole thing.
Dude, Graph is gonna support this too.
I don't know. Or everyone's asking for somebody to step up and create like a trusted, indexer.
Yeah.
That's decentralized.
Dude. Yeah. It's important.
Yeah, because there's all these different competing protocols. BRC20. There's something called SRC20 now, and there's like I don't know, it's 2020. Just like there's so many different. People are starting to just create improvements on the original BRC20 protocol and launch that, and say no, you should be deploying inscriptions over here.
Yeah.
But all of that could still be indexed like collectively, I guess, and be brought together in some way, one way or another. So you're right. Infrastructure is starting to be discussed. Not necessarily, it's not emerging yet.
Yeah. They're identifying problems.
Yeah.
You can't have a solution without identifying a problem, right? So
right, but the thing to keep attention on is just like the growth. If this thing keeps growing and people keep coming in and wanting to stake their value into this new ecosystem, then you got to really start paying attention to the infrastructure pieces that are missing, right? Because that's going to strengthen this thing over time. Yeah, and then you have a viable competitor, right?
Yeah, projects like the Graph and anyone that can service this growing sector in Bitcoin, they're gonna do it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I would imagine so.
Which exchange is supporting Ordinals now, or BRC20 is Huobi?
Yeah, Huobi. I think Gate.io is about to do it too.
Okay.
I know for a fact at some point Binance will start listing BRC20s because CZ he said earlier this year the thing he's most bullish on is Ordinals.
Yeah.
Joe Lubin, the freaking MetaMask guy, said the thing he's most bullish on is Ordinals. Like this is no joke.
And they're talking about basically NFTs on Bitcoin. They're not even talking about BRC20s.
Yeah, that was before BRC20s.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole new thing just came out of nowhere, like through like a Twitter thread. Just people like just talking about it. It's like, maybe we should do this. Fuck yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Then like a day or two later, it's like we got a whole new.
Here's the website. Yeah.
Right, but like you said, there's been other attempts on Bitcoin before to introduce a fungible ecosystem on top of Bitcoin, right? Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, those things never really caught like this
attention. Yeah, I wonder what it was.
I don't know.
I bet you it was an influencer, dude. I bet you that's what it was.
I don't know. I think there's something about the whole ordinal thing. It just feels like organic and community driven.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It just, man, it's hard to say. Like, it just doesn't have like that corporate muck to it yet.
Yeah.
Which I think is a thing. Like developers, the real crypto head developers, they get attracted to that. Like literally, they gravitate towards something like that because they know for a fact this isn't something that's going to be, at least not yet, like corrupted by centralized force.
Yeah.
Right. But at some point it will. Once the investors get in here and start throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at things, it's going to end up like everything else, Yeah.
Yeah. So this is potentially the next mania.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
we haven't seen anything on Ethereum besides layer 0s and layer 3s and all this stuff. It's like, those are just, they're fine. Right. They're needed.
Right.
But it's not going to create, a million millionaires.
Yeah, and like even this, like, okay, so what real innovation is going to come about from this like Ordinals ecosystem? Probably not much.
Yeah,
it's going to be like the same regurgitation of what we've already seen from all the other smart contract, initiatives.
But what's crazy is that this is happening on Bitcoin.
That's all it is.
It's a new variable that we haven't seen before.
Right. This is an older chain to Ethereum. Yeah. This is the original blockchain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
nothing can compete against that.
The narrative is just the juiciest.
I know. I fucking agree, dude. And if we're talking about a future where countries do start adopting Bitcoin and they do start like hosting nodes, and
that means they're adopting Ordinals and BRC20.
That means the whole world is supporting like the infrastructure to enable like all these different protocols to exist and stuff like that. You know? And that's something the Ethereum community, I think, is striving for. That's why they did all their alterations to try and make it like a deflationary asset so it could be perceived as like some kind of sound money vehicle, just like Bitcoin does. Bitcoin already has that.
Yes.
The world is perceiving it like some sort of new sound money or like some alternative value mechanism.
Yeah.
Right? So like it has the potential to capture, governments to support it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Ethereum doesn't have that yet. That's the thing it's lacking. And it's trying to get to that point by, finagling with the burn rates and stuff. And, but it hasn't done that yet. But the thing it has proven is its actual technical superiority, like as a
settlement layer for finance.
Or just to build on top of it, to have tertiary like production. But Bitcoin just now starting that. So it's interesting. It's like a flip-flop, right?
It is. That is weird. Maybe Bitcoin is going to be the one, dude. The winner.
I'm not saying that. It's just, I think over time, if they continue to build more infrastructure to this ecosystem, and man, like if we're talking about opportunities, dude, this is one for a lifetime. Like we can't take our eyeballs off of this one.
Opportunities of entertainment, you mean?
Yes. I'm thoroughly entertained right now, for sure. And that's all we do here is bring you guys entertainment advice.
Only entertainment. Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude. So I don't know. It's just and yeah, because I got it in 2017, I wasn't around during like the early days of ETH. I wish I was.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling it was eerily similar to what you're seeing amongst this community.
Yeah, 100%.
Like actual real developers.
Yeah.
Coming together regularly.
Yeah.
And trying to improve on what exists, trying to identify new problems, new solutions.
Yes.
Like these people aren't fucking around.
Yes. Dude, those are our kind of people, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we were early in setting roundtables in Decentraland, and there wasn't that many developers to have like actual conversations on what the problems are and what to focus on.
Yeah, even now it's still difficult to have those conversations like in the metaverse space. There's just not enough, I think, real interest in the hard problems.
Yes.
Or solving the hard problems in the metaverse. Just kind of like people are waiting around for like meta.
Yes.
And I guess now like M squared and Improbable to solve these things instead of like a community of developers coming together to, incrementally build on top of building all these composable technology frameworks.
I find that so weird because there's a huge monetary incentive to solve these problems as like a community. Just in the same way BRC20 is like taking off. People are seeing money here. That's why they're in it.
Yeah, but I think like the development requirements for like the metaverse are just so much more, I think, tremendous. Like when it comes to, I think so.
More so than like blockchain inscriptions and making it fit into the limitations of Bitcoin.
I guess it depends. I don't know. It depends. I guess if you're like a developer, you could just build something very niche and granular, attacking like a very, very specific problem. And like that's it. That's your contribution. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something.
Yeah. Yeah, but I find that interesting. But yeah, ultimately, like, there's just not a ton of developers in the metaverse yet, for one reason or another.
Yeah, I mean, it's the metaverse is even newer than fucking blockchain and smart contracts even.
Yeah.
Right. So like the developer community hasn't even really like grasped.
That's a good point.
Yeah, like what it is.
I never thought about it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So smart contract development and all that stuff, it's been around probably more than twice as long as like, metaverse development, right? So,
well, at least a real metaverse, because they, Roblox and Minecraft, they're considered metaverse, but they're definitely not.
No, that's not the development we're talking about.
Yeah.
Tinkering around with like an already established SDK framework, like that's cool.
Yeah.
That is valuable development, but that's not the level of contribution that the metaverse needs. Like we need infrastructure framework components, just like, that's where the BRC20, the Ordinals system is right now. Like, who's going to come up with these different components that's going to power the Ethereum competitor?
Yeah.
Right? Like the BVM, whatever you want to call it.
The BVM.
Yeah. The Bitcoin virtual machine, right? Like, who's going to do that? Because obviously they're starting from a very rough point of like, 14, 15 years post-launch.
Yeah.
And the community is going to have to do it, right?
Man.
It's interesting, man.
It is.
I can't stop thinking about it. Just so, we're going to keep covering it.
Yeah.
For you guys watching, listening. If you're interested in BRC20s, we got some banger videos coming your way, without a doubt.
Yeah. So, more BRC20 videos. I think we need to break down all the different competitors to BRC20, right? There's BRC20, there's another BRC20.
SRC20, I think.
SRC20
maybe be like a rebrand of BRC20. I'm not sure.
Counterparty.
Trustless machine. Stamps.
Yeah.
Stacks.
Dude.
So we're already like at 6 or 7. Yeah. And more will emerge. That's the thing.
Yes.
Because
the
market will allow.
Yes. They're competing.
Correct. So there's going to be more different protocol standards. People are going to become tribalistic as they do. If they're already invested in one, they most likely won't abandon that investment for another, right? Yeah. But people who missed out on the original investment, they're gonna quickly jump on this new one because it's like, I already missed that one. Let me jump on this guy's, and then adamantly support it and claim it to be better than everybody else. And that's the tribalistic way,
Yeah, degens do not hedge.
Exactly. But that's why I love it, dude. This is real degen shit, emerging before our eyes. I guess we did see it a lot. I made that mistake of saying I haven't really seen like a real degen culture emerge around one of these. Yeah, NFTs. We did. We were around early days of the NFT, I'd say, community. And
yeah, we were sitting around and wondering, it's like, when are NFTs going to take off?
Yeah, it was like 2018. It's like, I thought these were kind of cool.
Yeah.
NFTs sound like a good idea, right? We play games.
Yeah.
Like, I remember all those times I played World of Warcraft and I wished I could have like sold all this wasted time for something.
Yeah.
But it wasn't wasted. It was glorious, actually.
And it was confusing when that whole NFT thing started taking off, because it was difficult to determine which NFT, which picture project is investable.
Yeah, even still now, like after everything that did happen, it's still not clear why. Right?
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
Well, we could say that with BRC20s, right? Like, we don't know. There's no real project happening on a BRC20 token. They're all basically just memes.
Right. I mean, these are the proof of concepts, I guess. But it's just what are developers going to do to leverage these new tools to create like real utility or service? Just like same with Ethereum, or all the other different ecosystems. They start off like kind of basically useless, I guess.
Yeah.
But actual real things like a render token emerges, right? Like that actually creates a token with a real purpose behind it. Like it incentivizes actual community members to contribute something of value to produce something of greater value.
Yes.
Like that is the ultimate, like that should be the fucking like Web3 101 like intro course to like project development. If your ecosystem and you have a token and you're not producing anything of value, don't fucking do it.
Yes.
Like, period. You have to produce something.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's vapor. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's a Ponzi, like everybody has been saying. It is. You're just using the belief system, like, you know, of the feedback mechanisms of human manipulation, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, man. Dude, that's why I'm so
to
bullish.
portray value. Yeah.
That's why I'm so bullish on things like Bitcoin and then the graph and a chain link, is because they're producing something that otherwise is unproducible without that network.
Yeah, it's just not sexy, right?
It's just not sexy, yeah.
The thing that made Chainlink sexy were all the 4chan memes and stuff like that. Like that's really what pumped its value.
Yeah.
Was like a community of memers and degens like actually understood the technology and the importance of that value.
That's right.
And they propelled it to like what it is today, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily like the markets don't necessarily they don't
acknowledge. Yeah, they don't acknowledge like, oh, this is an important technology.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why you're seeing like the PayPay coin thing happening, and
that's right.
Because that's what the people actually do dictate what is valuable in the markets.
It's easier to understand.
Yeah. But that's just where we are right now as a sector. But if we do want to mature overall, like from the Web3 blockchain perspective, we want, you know, especially once like regulations come in, and the SEC is declaring everything like securities and stuff, then you're really going to have to portray, you know, this token is like I'm saying, it's operating as if it's like a company, right? So like all this, you know, all these companies paying this ecosystem to leverage its fucking its resources to produce something that's valuable to them, and they're generating all this revenue. Like this is important, right? Like then you know these regulatory bodies are gonna allow this to happen.
Yeah.
Right. It's not just fucking memers flipping meme tokens all day long and scamming each other left and right.
Yeah.
And rugging each other. Right. At some point, we're gonna get past all that, and we're gonna have a market that's mostly like render tokens.
Yes.
Mostly.
100%.
I think so.
Yeah. And Bittensor is going to be up there too.
Bittensor will be up there.
The single most powerful network would be the network that supports an artificial intelligence.
I think I have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, that's not obvious yet either, just because.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, AI hasn't penetrated like civilization the way money has yet.
True.
You know what I mean? Money.
But it's getting there. It's starting to penetrate.
I agree. But once it's like fully in, like fully in everybody's like lives and faces, like we can't live without AI.
Yeah.
Just like we can't live without money.
Yeah. 100%.
Everybody understands that.
Yeah.
Every human on earth understands you cannot live without money.
Yeah.
It's ubiquitous. So therefore, until AI is that ubiquitous, you know, it's gonna have like a, you know, kind of like the internet.
Adoption rate.
Internet's kind of like money too. It's like you can't even function in civilization without access to the internet. It's that critical. So it's like you can't function as a human anymore unless you have access to AI.
Yeah, the internet, I mean, it has a long lifespan. It's been around for like 60 years, but really took off in the last 20, like 30 years.
15, 20 years.
Yeah. So AI is going to be less than that.
Probably.
Just because the rate of...
you think like ChatGPT is like our like Netscape moment, I guess?
100%.
The AI Netscape
100 million users in like a month?
Yeah.
Dude,
that is the Netscape moment. So like 5 years. I get 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
At 5 years, there's going to be a nice critical mass, probably like 20% of
Yeah, we're going to get the Facebook of AI.
Exactly. Yeah, 20 to 30% of humans will be
10 years we'll get the Tesla of AI.
The Tesla?
Yeah. Or the SpaceX of AI.
Or like the Twitter. Or like something. Yeah.
Something Elon of the AI.
Yeah. Damn, dude. What the fuck? That's kind of crazy. He owns all that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Yeah, you're right. So at that point though, but you know what? All that lines up neatly with the already like projected analysis of Bittensor's, you know, halvening schedule.
That's true.
It really does.
Dude,
like the timeline of AI's
100%.
adoption, like growth, is probably going to line up perfectly with Bittensor.
Yeah, in 10 years, there's going to be 20 million Tensor tokens, or Tau tokens, I should say.
Basically, like where we are right now with Bitcoin.
Exactly.
And just like everybody realizes the value of a new money system, everyone's going to, value.
Dude,
a new artificial intelligence system.
Yeah.
In 10 years.
Yeah. Dude.
Scary. I'm scared.
Or extremely entertaining.
That's right, dude. I got bags of entertainment over here, dude. Fucking entertained up the wazoo.
Definitely, dude. Yeah, man. This is exciting. I don't know. I like learning about this stuff. I spent my free time is spent reading these docs. Yeah. Like and it's entertaining.
Yeah. Same.
It's
and
weird.
I hate to read. But it's entertaining enough to where it makes me want to read. Yeah. Because I gotta learn about this somehow, dude. And we gotta convey this to our loyal
block runners.
The block runners, dude. That's what you guys all are. Appreciate you all listening every week.
Yeah, and if you guys discover some gems, please let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah, like I said earlier, is like, dude, the noise is definitely gone. Like all that Sam Bankman, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Bank collapse. There's gonna be another one. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
All that noise is gone. So now we can really focus on what's coming up next.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm telling you, man, these are like life-changing life entertainment
opportunities.
You'll never be entertained harder if you're paying attention now.
Yeah.
Because this shit it's crazy, man. And I'm just amazed that we get to like participate in all this.
Same.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll leave it at that. I appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, and it's really important that you guys share. We're very close to 10,000 subscribers. It's crazy that there's 10,000 people who had watched.
It's true.
us.
We're getting there, dude.
Yeah.
We're growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We're starting a nice little block runner family again.
Yeah.
We did this last cycle, and we went ham.
Yeah.
We made videos every single day.
Yeah.
For like a solid year during about NFTs, the Metaverse, everything that we saw that was interesting.
Yeah.
And we're doing it all over again, dude.
That's right.
It's getting interesting again.
And join our Discord. We talk about all this stuff in real time on Discord as well.
Yeah, we're also building multiple projects while we try to keep up with this space that it's accelerating beyond our capacity, right? So we need y'all's help too. We need to work as a community to like keep our eyeballs on these important things. So we're going to introduce some things to you guys when we're looking for you guys to introduce stuff to us.
Yes.
So like you said, we got a Discord, so we're always there.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it. Just hop in there.
We just launched an update to MetaZone's website, dude. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah. Next week.
Next week, yeah. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Block Runner, MetaZone.io, and at Rovi AI, and we will catch you in the next podcast.
Peace.